Hello everyone, I'm going to do a video on Daniel chapter 12 and the little scroll that was sealed up and kept secret. If you remember from verse 10, it says there that verse 9, "Go your way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end." Have you ever wondered what happened to that scroll that was sealed up? Well, today I'm going to help you to understand where it is. It's found in the book of Revelation, because in Daniel chapter 12, Jesus is making promises, and the promises that he's making are these: that many shall be purified and made white and refined. Well, that can only happen when Jesus has given the ransom sacrifice, because we are sinful and unclean before God. Not any longer because of this ransom sacrifice. But Daniel was concerned in chapter 9, and you can read all about his prayer, how the temple was destroyed, Jerusalem was in ruins, and God's people were unclean. And he asked, "What are you going to do about it, Lord?" So this is Jesus Christ, the man above the river, who is helping Daniel to see what is going to happen. But he says it's got to be closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Now this is where Revelation comes in, because it's all through Revelation, which I'm going to show you today. But first of all, I'd like you to take note of this first statement out of this Bible. It says, the revelation given by Jesus Christ, which God granted him. Granted means it gives permission to make it become known. You see, that scroll was kept secret because the ransom sacrifice wasn't given at that time. But we'll find now it's granted because of the ransom sacrifice. Well, we're going to look at this one scripture throughout all of Revelation, because to read it again, the revelation given by Jesus Christ, which God granted him, he gave permission or allowed, that he might make known to his servants certain events which must shortly come to pass. And he sent his angel and communicated it to his servant John. We're going to see all that happen. So if we go to chapter 5, first of all, chapter 4 is all to do with God's great throne room and how he sits on his throne and judgments are passed. And I want you to notice this. He says, "And I saw in the right hand of him who sat on the throne a scroll written inside and on the back, sealed with 7 seals." This is the scroll of Daniel chapter 12. And it's in the right hand of God. And he's going to give it to somebody. First of all, in the chapter, no one's able to be found anywhere. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes. It's the Lamb. Now, when he had taken the scroll, 8, the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, which is Jesus Christ, and saying that he is worthy to open the scroll in verse 9. See, They sang a new song, "You are worthy to open the scroll," because he'd been slaughtered or given his life. And he took the scroll out of the right hand of God. Verse 7. Because it says that God, in Revelation chapter 1 verse 1, the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him. And here it is being given to him. Remember, Jesus had already told Daniel all about this, but he had to keep it secret. Now verse 1, let's follow it through. If you remember, Jesus, having received it from God, breaks his seals because he's the one that is worthy to open it. And then he said he was going to give it to his angel to hand to the Apostle John. Well, here we see, chapter 10, verse 1, I saw still another mighty angel coming down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was on his head. His face was like the sun, very powerful. And notice in verse 2, he had a little book or scroll in his hand. And the book is open, because Jesus Christ was the one who was worthy to break the seals, because he had given the ransom sacrifice, which has the power to make us clean, as promised to Daniel in chapter 12. So what did it say that the angel would do, having received this open scroll from Jesus? He said that he would pass it on to John. And he said in verse 8, then the voice which I heard from heaven spoke to me again and said, go take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel who stands on the sea and on the earth. So John, he says, so I went to the angel and said to him, give me the little book. Well, that's enough for today, because all I wanted to do is explain to you that this scroll that was sealed in Daniel chapter 12, which talks about the resurrection in verse 2 of chapter 12, and then the cleansing of God's people, I think it's verse 10, those things were promised without any guarantee being made of the ransom sacrifice. So the scroll had to be sealed up until that sacrifice, which guarantees it, was given. And then we see the book of Revelation come in. Because of the sacrifice which was presented before God in his throne room, God then handed that scroll back to Jesus, so that Jesus now had the authority to open it and reveal it, first through the angel to the Apostle John, and now to us at the time of the end, when the prophecy said it would be understood. There is a lot more that I could say about this little scroll, and the revelation is full of it, which in future videos I'm going to slowly go through and reveal it, because now is the time to understand it. I have another channel which is going to open. It's open and soon videos will be placed on it. Me and Christopher. It is the Daniel Warning 1335 days. And Christopher has written a book, and you'll be able to find all the information on that channel. So I'm hoping that you'll subscribe to that channel, because that's the one that we're going to be using mainly. Thank you everyone. I'm hoping to post videos on this channel, but my main videos along with Christopher will be on our main channel, the Daniel Warning 1335 days. Thanks again and God bless to everyone.